Ladies and gentlemen,
without further ado,
this is Jack 10 on News Talk Sports, AM 1150. Now, here's your host, Jessica Samuels.
Welcome back to the show. AM 1150 time is 5:51, and have I got something for you? Well, mostly me, because it's food and it's in studio and it's my show. Chef Michael Lyon from Hotel El Dorado in studio. Hello.
How are you doing?
Good. This is the launch of our Gluten Free Fridays.
Yeah, so this is it's exciting for you.
Yes,
and you can let the guests know, and me. For sure. I'm so excited right now.
Gluten Free Fridays. Listen, listeners will know, and they're probably rolling their eyes, but you know what? That's just the way it is. I am gluten-free living, and so what I want to do is bring that information to people. First of all, gluten-free living is not a death sentence,
no, it's
especially
not.
When I have best friends who are chefs. When I tweet about how there is gluten in the staff hot chocolate, he phones me and leaves me a heartfelt message and says, Jess, you don't have to eat that. You can eat my
chocolate souffle.
Hello.
Seasoned with a little, I don't know, what's this?
Well, it used to be Grand Marnier, but you left it in here with me about 45 minutes ago and I left the room.
Wonderful.
Flourless hot chocolate souffle.
That's right. I guess starting off with what we're doing here and talking about being gluten-free, as a chef, it's not a big deal. It really isn't a big deal.
Okay, good, because you know I'm that apologetic person. I go into restaurants. I'm like, I'm sorry. Can I just have some lettuce? Is that gluten free?
Yeah, you know, again, it's a business, and we're running businesses in restaurants. And when you're coming in, it's my responsibility. It's like a garlic allergy. To know what's going on, and gluten allergies are becoming more and more popular as we as we evolve into
non-gluten eating beings that we are. Well, yeah, some people have the allergies, some people have celiac, some people are just doing it as a lifestyle choice.
Yes, that's correct. So again, what I've done is I've got a restaurant quality recipe here that we'll be able to post up on your website, and I could share with you. It's my hot chocolate souffle. It's come with me everywhere. From Toronto to Banff to
Kelowna now.
Yeah, so what I've done is I've taken some of my chocolate, and the recipe is on there. So you've got about 1 kilo of chocolate, and that's mixed with 340 grams of butter. I've melted that over a double boiler. And then with that, now that it is a liquid, what I will do is I'll add my eggs. I've got 10 egg yolks and I've got 8 whole eggs. We're gonna whisk that up. This is we're not talking about calorie counting here. We're talking about gluten non-free.
Well, yeah. I mean, hey, heck, we're not a diet. Like this is make no mistake.
You haven't died, right?
Yeah,
no.
Well, and hey, this is another aspect too. You know, gluten-free stuff sometimes has more calories, more fat to make up with the flavor.
There you go.
But it's dessert, so why are you counting calories on dessert?
I thought we'd start off our sessions with go hard, right?
Yeah.
And then so let's start off with dessert. Like if I'm ever having a Swanson's, one of those TV dinners.
Oh yeah.
Who eats dessert first? I do.
And just so you know, while he's chefing it up here in the studios, if you don't believe me, I've got cameraman T-Man in studio doing some video, and I will be posting it on my blog. In the meantime, though, I will have the recipe up on my blog ASAP. Hold the phone, in goes the Grand Marnier.
Shut the front door. Here we go.
You're going to say something else?
No. What we have is the Grand Marnier. So how many ounces do you... It asks for 1 ounce, Jess. So would you suggest maybe...
More?
That's 1...
Oh, man.
1 ounce. So there you go. That's why I don't work behind the bar at the El Dorado. So here we are. I'm going to now mix that in with the eggs, okay? And now that I've mixed that, I'm going to take my sugar. What I have is 570 grams of sugar and 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. With the cornstarch, it's going to help this recipe bind itself.
Yeah.
There is no flour in here. There is no gluten, as you can see, okay, amongst your eyes.
Well, and this is Gluten Free Friday on the show, so we wouldn't even be able to have you here if there was any gluten on you.
Detector.
This is what I'm saying. We're getting very serious about this stuff.
We are getting serious about
this. But it is serious, and I like how you said, just as you whisk that up. So allergies in general, allergies are coming in. They're common coming into the restaurants, and as a chef, you're like, fine, this is not a big deal.
I am. Again, this is a business, and people are coming in. They have their needs, and we have, as a chef, we need to make assure that when we say there isn't gluten, there isn't gluten.
Or nuts.
There's
for
and that's just education to our staff, and it's a responsibility of the management to let them know. So when they say, you shouldn't have to question them on is the barbecue sauce, does it have gluten in it?
Yeah.
And you don't need to hear like,
'Cause that's the
oh yeah,
thing.
it does. Okay,
Yeah.
but let's really try and narrow this down to this is a gluten-free and you don't have to worry about it. So for me, it makes it really easy for me to be able to have things on hand. So
Okay.
when they say, hey, what are you looking for? I'm here for a steak. I'm here for a salmon. Well, let's start from that, and then let's work backwards. Okay, you're gonna have a steak. We're gonna take the gluten out of it. We're gonna I want that experience to be the same as the
Yeah.
guy that's beside you having the pasta.
Yeah, fettuccine alfredo with extra garlic bread. What?
You missed that.
Yeah, not that that's something particular that I'm looking for. How about some menu items though, with the little GF symbol or the little anti-wheat symbol?
Yeah, no,
that would be good.
That's a great thing. I mean, everyone's really pro to put on the slow food movement. With the
Yeah.
slow food movement with the little snail, we can do the the no gluten on there as well. So
Okay.
I think you'll find with all these sessions that we're doing that you're not missing out.
No.
You will really be eating healthier.
Yes.
Your body it is difficult for your body to digest. So all you're doing is giving yourself more energy in the day. So for those that aren't that they don't have an allergy, why don't you follow us along and maybe you can you'll see how it affects your life.
You may be surprised at how good some of this gluten-free stuff. I use Video Man T-Man as the true litmus test because I'm like anything, it's good, I love it.
Do you
But
like it? And he's like,
well, this one's a little
Okay,
dry.
that's
This one's a
awesome.
little. Hey, let's talk about this. This is. I think you were one of the first chefs in town to make a gluten-free dessert.
Yeah.
How hard is it to make a great dessert gluten-free? Because I've had some and they're a little.
well, yeah, I think let's start from the basics and say I want it to be chocolate. Okay, well, chocolate, no gluten. Where are we at? So eliminate all of these factors immediately, and then you find that there's a lot to offer. There's a lot of thickening agents. Even for things like corn starch, different starches, agar, which is the natural seaweed. Anyways, we've got options here, guys, and it's becoming readily available at all your grocery stores. So Save On Foods, as far Loblaws. Nesters, they have all this stuff. So
Superstore has a
Yeah,
selection.
so
Choices is still hands down the
that
best.
we're not living in the dark
No.
ages anymore. So
We have 2 minutes.
we got 2 minutes.
That's I was giving you the peace sign and also 2 minutes.
Peace out. So
Peace,
here,
brother.
let me just. I'm going to take the
Okay,
chocolate.
putting the
I'm gonna
chocolate
add that
into
in there. And so you see what's happening now. The chocolate is all mixing together, and with
lovely.
the sugar, with the butter.
So it's Chef Michael Lyon here from the El Dorado. He is making in studio to prove how easy it is his flourless chocolate lava cake, and it's all part of Gluten Free Fridays, which Chef has actually been a big part of from day one. He was a big supporter of me being gluten free. Now you're whisking it all up. It looks
I
like
whisked it all up.
chocolatey goodness.
Now it's all there. Now I guess the only thing to do right now, Jess, is you probably should stick your finger in there
Okay.
and tell me what you think.
Only a piece. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And then what we'll do is we will take this into a ramekin and we're going to put it in at 425 degrees for about 15 minutes. I mean, you know what? It's
More Grand
it's a
Marnier.
little bit of everything. It could be paint if you want it to be. It could
There's
be
chocolate paint.
yeah.
Okay, the video I will have up later this weekend, but the recipe I'm posting ASAP. It's so easy to make. Why don't you make it this weekend?
Yeah.
Chocolate Grand Marnier. Do you have to put Grand Marnier in it?
You don't. You know what? Yeah, that's
Can you
one
put-
other thing.
yeah, okay.
You could put Frangelico. You could put Sambuca. Guys, the sky's the limit here. Just don't put any flour in it. Okay.
No flour is the whole point.
Yeah.
Gluten-free living can be fun and tasty and chocolatey. Chef, we'll
I'm gonna wash my hands here.
yeah, or actually, look, Chef Video Man T-Man might want to lick it off your fingers there. Okay, coming up.
That's a big no.
Haley's, that look was not good. Haley's going to do the news now at the top of the hour. Coming up after that, of course, we will have Terry David Mulligan. We'll find out where he is in the world. And of course, Mike Falcon hosted the Adventure Show, all coming up here on Jacked In. It's Gluten Free Fridays. Good for me. Good for you, baby.
So the recipe is, let's go from starting off with the sugar. We got 570 grams of sugar, 6 tablespoons of cornstarch. Mix that in one bowl together so it's all well emulsified. Then you're going to take 10 eggs yolks, 8 whole eggs, mix that, add your Grand Marnier, an ounce to maybe 6 ounces, depending on what your flavor beans are. And then what you'll do is you'll take the butter, 340 grams of butter and 570 grams of your favorite high-end dark chocolate. Melt those together. in a bowl with a whisk. Take your egg yolks, whisk that together. Don't over whisk it. Add some Grand Marnier, and then add your sugar and cornstarch solution, followed by the piece de resistance, which is the chocolate. And then enjoy.